Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our read word of God, Genesis chapter 25, let's read it together. Abram took another wife, whose name was Kudra. She bore him Jimran, Joksan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Sua. Joksan was the father of Sheba and Dedan. The descendants of Dedan were the Ashurites, Lutrosite, and Remonite. The sons of Midian were Ephor, Hanok, Abidah, and Eldad. All these were descendants of Kudra. Abram left everything they owned to Isaac. But while he was still living, he gave gifts to the sons of his concubines and sent them away from his son Isaac to the land of the east. Altogether, Abram lived 175 years. Then Abram rested his last and died at good old age, an old man and full of years, and he was gathered to his people. His sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah near Mamre, in the field of Ephron son of Zohar the Hittites. The field Abram has brought from the Hittites, there Abram was buried with his wife Sarah. After Abram's death, God blessed his son Isaac, who then lived near Beer-Lahai. This is the account of Abram's son Ishmael, whom Sarah made servant Hagar the Egyptian brought to Abram. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, listed in the order of the verse. Lebaot, the firstborn of Ishmael, Kedar, Abel, Mibsan, Bisham, Duma, Masa, Hadad, Tema, Jetu, Napish, and Kedema. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are the names of his 12 tribes rulers according to their settlements and camps. Altogether, Ishmael lived in 137 years. He rested his last and died, and he was gathered to his people. His descendants settled in the area from Havilah to Sur, near the border of Egypt as you go toward Assur, and they lived in hostility toward all their brothers. This is the account of Abram's son Isaac. Abram became the father of Isaac. And Isaac was 4 years old when he married Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel, an Aramean from the Paran Aram, and sister of Laban the Aramean. Isaac prayed to the God on behalf of his wife because he was better. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. The babies just chilled each other within her, and she said, "Why this happened to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. The Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your tomb, and two peoples from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When the times came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. The first to come out was lad, and his whole body was like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau. After this, his father came out, with his hands grasping Esau's hair, so he was named Jacob. Isaac was 6 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. The boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was a quiet man staying among the tents. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Once when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in front of open country famished. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." That is why he was also called Edom. Jacob replied, "First sell me your first light. Look, I'm about to die," Esau said. "What good is the first light to me?" But Jacob said, "Sell it to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his first light to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate and drank, and then got up and left. So Esau despised his first light. Genesis chapter 25, verses 1 to 34. Thank you. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our little word, Genesis chapter 26. Let's read it together. Now there was a famine in the land, besides the earlier famines of Abraham's time. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines in Gerar. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt to live in the land where I tell you to live. Stay in this land for a while, and I will be with you and will bless you. For you and your descendants I will give all this land, and will confirm the oath I swore to your father Abraham. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky. Will give them all these lands, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed. Because Abraham obeyed me and kept my requirements, my commands, my decrees, and my laws." So Isaac stayed in Gerar. When the man of the place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," because he was afraid to say, "He is my wife." He thought, "The man of this place might kill me on account of Rebekah, because he is beautiful." When Isaac had been there a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from a window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife? Why did you say she is my sister?" Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I might lose my life in account of her." Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might well have slain your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." So Abimelech gave orders to all the people, "Anyone who molests this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." Isaac planted crops in that land, and the same year repeated 100-fold, because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his father's servant had dug in the time of his father Abram, the Philistines stopped off filling them with earth. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Move away from us. You have become too powerful for us." So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar and settled there. Isaac reopened the wells that he had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, which the Philistines had stopped off after Abraham died, and he gave them the same names his father had given them. Isaac served dug in the valley and discovered the well of fresh water there. But the husband of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's husband and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Exit, because they disputed with him. Then they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one also. So he named it Sinai. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in the land." From there he went up to Beersheba. That night the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abram. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and will increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abram." Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servant dug a well. Meanwhile, Abimelech had come to him from Gerar with Isaac his personal device and Phicol the commands of his forces. Isaac asked them, "Why have you come to me, since you were hostile to me and sent me away?" They answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you, so we said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us and you. Let us make a treaty with you, that you will do us not harm, just as we did not molest you, but always treated you well and sent you away in peace. And now you are blessed by the Lord." Isaac then made a feast for them, and they ate and drank. Early the next morning, the men threw oaths to each other. Then Isaac sent them on their way, and they left him in peace. That day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug. They said, "We've found water." He called it Sheba, and to this day the name of the town has been Beersheba. When Esther was 4 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and also Besemet, daughter of Elon the Hittite. They were sources of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. Genesis chapter 26, verses 1 through 35. Thank you. Hello everybody, 라이프스타트. Our little we got Genesis chapter 27. Let's read it together. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for his older son and said to him, "My son, here I am," he answered. Isaac said, "I'm now an old man and don't know the day of my death. Now then, get your weapons, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. When Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Look, I overheard your father say to your father Esau, 'Bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food to eat, so that I may give you my blessing in the presence of the Lord before I die.' Now, my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, so I can prepare some tasty food for your father, just the way he likes it. Then take it to your father to eat, so that he may give you his blessing before he dies." Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, "But my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I am a man with sweet skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing." His mother said to him, "My son, let the curse follow me. Just to that I say, go and get them for me." So he went and got them and brought them to his mother. And she prepared some tasty food just the way his father liked it. Then Rebekah took the best choice of Esau, her older son, which she had in house, and put them on her younger son Jacob. She also covered his hands and the smooth part of his leg with the goatskins. Then she handed her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. She went to his father and said, "My father." "Yes, my son," he answered. "Who is it?" Jacob said to his father, "I'm Esau, your firstborn. I've done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of my game so that you may give me your blessing." Isaac asked his son, "How did you find this so quickly, my son?" "The Lord your God gave me success," he replied. Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Come near so I can touch you, my son, to know whether you really are my son Esau or not." Jacob went across his father Isaac, who touched him and said, "The voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau." He did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like those of his brother Esau. So he blessed him. "Are you really my son Esau?" he asked. "I am," he replied. Then he said, "My son, bring me some of your game to eat, so that I may give you my blessing." Jacob brought it to him, and he ate, and he brought some wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come here, my son, and kiss me." So he went to him and kissed him. When Isaac caught the smell of his clothes, he blessed him and said, "Oh, the smell of my son is like the smell of field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you the harvest dew and of earth's richness, an abundance of grain and new wine. May nations serve you and people bow down to you. Be lord over your brothers, and may the son of your mother bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed." After Isaac finished blessing him and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in from hunting. He prepared some tasty food and brought it to his father. Then he said to him, "My father, sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing." His father Isaac asked him, "Who are you?" "I'm your son," he answered, "your firstborn Esau." Isaac trembled violently and said, "Who is it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came. I blessed him, and indeed he will be blessed." When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud, bitter cry and said to his father, "Bless me too, my father." For he said, "Your father came deceitfully and took your blessing." Esau said, "Isn't he rightly named Jacob? He has deceived me these 2 times. He took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing." Then he asked, "Haven't you reserved any blessing for me?" Isaac answered Esau, "I have made him lord over you, and have made all his relatives his servant, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what I can possibly for you, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me to my father." Then Esau wept aloud. His father Isaac answered him, "Your dwelling will be away from earth's richness, away from the dew of heaven above. You will live by the sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from over your neck." Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. He said to himself, "The days of mourning for my father are near, then I kill my brother Jacob." When Rebekah was told what her older son Esau had said, he sent for her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Your father Esau is consoling himself with the thought of killing you. Now then, my son, do what I say. Flee at once to my father Laban and Haran. Stay with him for a while until your father's fury subsides. When your father is no longer angry with you and forget what you did to him, I will send word for you to come back from there. Why should I always force you in one day?" Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I'm disgusted with Reuben because of this Hittite woman. If Jacob takes a wife from among the women of this land, from Hittite woman like this, my life will not be worth living." Genesis chapter 27, verses 1 through 46. Thank you.